What is up, you guys? My name is Cameron Lombardi. I'm going to be making a YouTube channel here discussing mainly stock market investing, potentially some other investments going forward. I just want to start off by saying that I'm not a financial advisor, so anything that you hear on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes. None of it is to be used as actual investing advice. So, as I said, my name is Cameron. I am a physical therapist by profession, and investing in the stock market and investing in general is just one passion of mine. I really enjoy the process of watching your assets and investments grow over time. And I got into being a physical therapist because I enjoy helping people. And that's one reason that I really wanted to start a channel on YouTube, is to talk about investments and help people learn how to invest, the different avenues that they may have, and how you can generate passive income for yourself. Another reason that I wanted to start the channel is to document my own progress and kind of show how compounding can grow your portfolio over time. So I started investing back in September 2018. I graduated and took my boards exam for physical therapy in August and started investing pretty soon after that. And my now fiance bought me a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And this book really got my mind into thinking about different ways of how I can make my money work for me in different avenues of investing. And the easiest one to start with was the stock market. It's very convenient, it's very accessible. You can do it from just about anywhere. So I started back in September 2018 with not really knowing what I was doing. I just downloaded the Robinhood app and started looking at some different stocks. At that time, the thing that was hot was cannabis stocks. So I, kind of started with some of that and some other companies that, I believed in and I was familiar with. And over time, I learned different strategies. I learned how to use options. And, now 2 years later, I know, obviously a lot more. I put a lot of time and research into it, and it's something that I really enjoy. So let's get into my portfolio here a little bit, and I'll just kind of start by showing you guys my current stocks and kind of a reason why I have each of them. And this whole thing, I'm just going to be very transparent, show you guys how much is in my account, show you how it grows over time, and with what stocks I'm investing in. So this is my current portfolio here, currently sitting at $16,408.65. Today we were down about $138, and after hours here we're back up another 61. Over the past week, the market's been down. I'm down about $324. Over the last month, up $388. 3 months, up $684. Over the last year, I'm up $1,523. And all time here, back from September 2018, I'm up about $1,450.96, which is 9.7%. As you guys know, we had the big stock market crash this year from the coronavirus, which was here. And I really didn't start using the methods that I'm using now until about this time here. I put some money into the market when it got really low, and just kind of invested in a lot of different things because I knew that these things would eventually come back. And as you can see here, starting back from when I started investing, I kind of was just buying stocks here, not really knowing too much. And then I started learning about options, and my portfolio gets a little jagged here because I would make a lot of money and then I would lose a lot of money in trades. Same kind of thing here. I made, a good trade here, and then over time just kind of lost that. Got a little frustrated, took a break for a while. And now, ever since coronavirus, I've developed this new strategy that has really worked well for me. So let's go over the portfolio here. These are some options trades that I currently have, and I'll go over those in detail a little later. So these are the stocks that I currently own. Canopy Growth, this is a cannabis company. I mentioned that I started buying those back when I first started, and I've kind of just had those. It's gone down a lot, and I'm kind of just sitting on it. So down here, these are just some of the stocks that I bought during the coronavirus crash. This is Spirit. I just have 5 shares, 2 shares of Delta. I have 100 shares of Jets, and the 100 shares is for a specific region, which I'll get into in a little bit. Jets is an airline ETF that invests in a bunch of airlines all over the world, and mostly the ones that you're very familiar with, the big ones: Southwest, Delta, United. Those are their main holdings. Boeing is a very well-known stock. They make airplanes. MGM here, the casino. O is Realty Income. This is a REIT, real estate investment trust. They invest in commercial real estate. They own a lot of big things you're familiar with, like Walgreens, 7-Elevens, big things like that. SPHD is an ETF. It is a low volatility, high dividend paying ETF. Both of these stocks right here pay monthly dividends. And I really like that because that helps to compound more and more and more over time. I just have the dividends to invest right back into the company, so it just buys me more and more shares. I have about 34 shares of Apple here, 1 share of Tesla, or just over a share, and then a tiny bit of Amazon and SPY, which SPY is the S&P 500 ETF. So now let's get into a little bit about how I make money by putting my money into the stock market. So this is kind of how I have my money work for me. So you can see here that I have 100 shares of Jets. Again, this is a US global ETF which invests in a lot of different airlines. So rather than exposing myself to just one specific airline, I am technically investing in a lot of different airlines with this. So if you come down here, you can kind of see where I started. I have 100 shares at an average cost of $16.12 per share. So that will total $1,612 I have invested into this ETF. You can see right now it's currently sitting at $17.89. So I'm up $176 or about 11% on it. And what I do with this company, and I've been doing it since the beginning of July, is I sell what is called a covered call on it each week. And a covered call is basically an agreement to sell the stock at a certain price if the stock goes to that price by a specific date. So you can see here that I am currently selling a $19 call on this stock. It holds my 100 shares as a collateral. And the reason that you need 100 shares is every options contract goes in increments of 100 shares. So the only way to do this method is if you have 100 shares of the company. I like to describe it as basically you're collecting rent on a stock that you own. So if you think about a rental property in real estate, you invest, your down payment into a property, a tenant moves in, they pay you monthly rent, you collect the rent every month, and you make a profit from that. This is very similar. You put a principal into this ETF, which mine was $1,612, and I collect weekly income on that. So you can see I'm currently selling a call for the expiration date of October 30th. And for doing that, I got a credit to my account immediately of $25. So I did that this morning, and it is currently worth $23. So you get this amount immediately, but if you want to buy back the contract at any time, you can get out of the trade. As of right now, the trade is worth $23. So I haven't made any extra money, even though it says I'm up $2, because I already got paid this immediately. But this trade is going in my favor. So if Jets, which is currently sitting at $17.89, if it goes above $19 by the designated date, which was October 30th, then I would have to sell my 100 shares at the agreed price of $19, because that's the strike price that I sold right here. If it does not go above $19, I get to keep that $25 and my shares, and then I just do another call for the next week or the next 2 weeks or the next month. As you can see, this stock doesn't really move a ton, so the likelihood of it going up to $19 is not too great. If it does, great. I sell my shares at $19 per share, and I would make around $300 on my costs of just my shares there. So what does this look like? In order to do this, you would go Trade Jets Options, and you would go into Sell a Call. And again, you would need 100 shares of the company to do this. And there's different expiration dates here. So there's this Friday, which is October 23rd. Next Friday, the following 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and so on. So you can do this weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever you are comfortable with doing. I currently do weeklies just because it makes you a little bit more money. So here you can see that this says $18.23 here. So each of these options are in increments of 100 shares. So this is 23 cents per share, meaning if you sold one of these, you would move this decimal place over by 2, and you would make $23 for selling this call here, $18 call for the week. I know this sounds like a lot of information at once. Listen to it, digest what you can, re-listen to it, keep listening to it. It will become second nature to you. This is a whole different language here, and the more you're exposed to it, the easier it will become. So let's look at October 30th, where I'm currently at. I'm selling the $19 call, and you can see this little -1 here because I'm selling one call. If I were to buy a call, meaning I think the stock's going to go up, it would say +1. So if I were to sell a call at $18 here for next Friday, then I would make $50. But it's pretty likely that it could go up to that. And I have a pretty good cost on my shares, so I'm trying to sell things a little bit further out of the money to make a decent amount, but I still want to hold on to my shares and potentially ride it up. It was $34, I believe, before the coronavirus crash, so I'd like to ride it up to a higher dollar amount. So let's go back to the portfolio. So I also have 100 shares of this company here, SPHD. And again, this is a monthly dividend paying stock. So every month I get 15 cents per share that I have. So you can see here in my history, I get paid a dividend every month at the end of the month, and it'll automatically reinvest that for me. And here you can just see kind of where I bought some shares. And you can sell covered calls on this as well, just like I was doing on Jets to make even more money. I don't have a trade currently on this stock, just because it's a very, very slow moving stock. You can see that, each month it really doesn't move too much. So the less volatile or the less movement that a stock has, the less you're going to get for options contracts here. So I'd like to sell somewhere around the 36 or 37 range, but I'm just kind of waiting to see if I can get a better price on that. If this stock goes up further closer to these strike prices, then you'll get paid more here to sell the call. So I'm just kind of waiting on this one a little bit. And my current goal is to accumulate 100 shares of Apple. So you can see I'm at 33.9 shares of Apple, basically 34. I have an average cost of $114.84, so I'm up a little bit on the shares. And what I'm doing with this is just buying a little bit every day. So you can see Apple was down today, which is a big reason that my portfolio was down today. But that's okay because I am kind of happy that Apple is going down so that I can get shares at a less expensive cost. So again, trying to work my way up to 100 shares so that I can sell covered calls on Apple. So let's see what that looks like. So this would be, today is Monday, it's the end of the day. So it's not really a great depiction of how much you can make for a week, but these are the weekly covered calls here. So you can see Apple's currently at $117.09. So these are the different contracts here for Apple. But let's look at for next Friday. So this would be 9 trading days. And my goal kind of with Apple is to make somewhere around $100 a week, but also be far enough away from the stock price to keep my shares as well. So for me, I think that this 122 would look pretty good. So this means that by next Friday, if I were to sell this covered call right here at $122, I would make $205. So that's for 9 trading days or roughly 2 weeks. So that's about $100 a week, right? So $100 a week of passive income just for investing in 100 shares of Apple. So the reason that I'm aiming for around $100 a week, I'm shooting for a percentage of around 1% per week. I think $100 comes out to be about 0.85%, which if you multiply that over, a year, doing this every week is, a ridiculous return. It's like 40% or more. So if you can do something that's going to give you 40% or more on your money each year, I mean, that's just a ridiculous return. You're going to make a lot of money really quick because your money is just going to compound. And if the stock does end up going up to $122 by next Friday, then my shares are taken away at 122. It doesn't matter how much further it goes up. I agreed to sell my shares at $122. So I would make, it's at 117 right now. I would also make $5 in appreciation per share, which is $500 plus the $205 here that I got for selling. So in 2 weeks, I would make $705 roughly if the stock does go up to this price or further. If it does not go up to this price, if it stays below, even if it's at $121.99 right here, I keep that $205, I keep my shares, and I repeat the process for the next week or 2 weeks, month, and so on and so forth. The real power of this comes with reinvesting your profits. If I were to reinvest this money, which you get immediately into your account when I sell this call, if I were to continually reinvest that into Apple, again, you're making 40+% on these, doing these options per year. So if you're reinvesting that over the course of 10 years, that turns into a ridiculous number. Your passive income is 5 digits a month. It's a really nice number. It's just a matter of being disciplined, continuing to invest your money, being a little aggressive with your investments, and also knowing what to do to make your money work for you so that you can generate more passive income to reinvest. So let's go back to the portfolio here. So again, this was just kind of a first video to show you guys what I do. I know it's a ton of information. Again, it's just continual exposure to videos like this. You will grow your knowledge. You will learn this. It will become like second nature. Just think about whatever you're doing, your profession, your job. How long did it take you to learn that? This is just another avenue of making money. And you can make a lot of money pretty quickly if you know what you're doing and are diligent about reinvesting your profits. So how can you start? I would start by just downloading the app. Whether it's Robinhood, there's other apps, TD Ameritrade, Webull, all kinds of different trading platforms. I prefer Robinhood because it's very user-friendly. You can access it on your phone. All you need is data or Wi-Fi. You can literally do this anywhere in the world if you have data or Wi-Fi. So with that, just download the app. I'm going to have my affiliate link down in the description. It'll be the first link down there. And you can download Robinhood from that link. If you use it, you get a free stock for signing up, and I get a free stock for you signing up. And on the following video that I post, I will personally thank you and show you what stock I get. So it's a win-win for both of us. So yeah, just download the app, kind of familiarize yourself with the market, watch how it moves each day, and just start investing in companies that you believe in. It's something that you use. For example, Apple. How many people in the world have iPhones and use Apple technology? It's to me, that's never going to go anywhere. So that's why I'm choosing to invest in Apple. I think it's a great stock that will continue to grow over time. Even if we just peek at the 5-year chart here, I mean, look at that. The growth is ridiculous. So that's why I choose, Apple. You want to do this with stocks that are in an ascending pattern here. They're going up over time. We want our principal value to continue to grow. So download the app, familiarize yourself with the stock market, and then just start setting goals for yourself. This month maybe I'll invest $100. Next month maybe it's 250. Next month more and more and more. Just slowly increase that over time. Meet short-term goals, meet long-term goals. Another thing too is if you are in a relationship or married, talk to your spouse. Talk about your goals that you guys have together. Do you want to make a certain amount of money? Do you want to, use your investments to travel? Do you want to use your investments to purchase a house? This is a way that you can make money by just having money to invest. So, there's little things you can do every day. Maybe don't grab Starbucks for a day and invest that, $7 instead. And just take your time with it. But again, my link will be down in the description if you want to download the app and familiarize yourself with the market. That's a great way to get started. Just click on the link and it will take you there. So this is my first video of hopefully many. I'm going to go into a lot of different strategies, whether you have a small amount of money or a large amount of money to invest with, and just kind of show you guys my journey and my process as I go through and the different strategies that I use. We'll get into more options trading, and I'm excited to share my knowledge with you guys and continue to go forward with this. If you guys did enjoy this video and like the information that I shared, I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it if you could press that like button for me, leave a comment, leave any questions that you have. I'll be checking my comments and responding to anybody that has questions, comments, anything. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.